Welcome back to Ox Tools. I'm Tom. So this is another Meatloaf episode, and we got a bunch of stuff to put in here. Got a little bit of viewer appreciation mail. I'm wearing one of them right here. This is a sweet shirt that John Mills sent me, otherwise known as Double Boost on the web. If you haven't checked out John's channel, shame on you. Get your butts over there and check it out. John does some cool stuff. He does casting, welding, machine work, a little bit of live steam stuff. He's into all kinds of stuff. So go check him out. And John sent me this, actually he sent Adam one too, and maybe a couple other guys, don't know. But John, shirt fits great, and it's embroidered, very high quality shirt. And thank you very much, my friend. I'll wear it in pride. So then I got another one viewer I did a little favor for, and we'll show that he sent me a little box and take a look at that. Got a new tool. Actually got a couple new tools that we're going to show. We will reveal the hot dog grabber, the sinister use of the hot dog grabber mystery tool. And let's see, what else? I had a visitor from outside the U.S. A viewer dropped by the shop from Europe, and I'll show you where he's from, and we'll take a look at that. And also, my buddy Stan down in Southern California is talking smack about me packing up this Squaremaster for him. So we're going to pack Stan's shit up and get it moving down the road. So anyway, Stan, you got a box coming your way, buddy, and be sure to turn your video camera on because you're going to need it. Okay. So let's get an apron on, go look at some tools, and let's have some fun. Okay. Okay, so we've been talking, we showed this last week. This is last week's mystery tool. And I think I mentioned I didn't know what this was either. And but I think we figured it out. It turns out that this is a Hotdog Clamp. No, just kidding. So the best guesses, and I believe they're correct, it actually makes some sense, is they're for holding flasks and test tubes that are hot, or you want to pick up remotely for some reason. So this would be an example here, is that you get around the neck of it, and then you can get a hold of something, and then you can it actually works quite well for that. You know, you could pour that in a controlled way. So let's say you had some kind of chemical reaction going on, and you're adding some material to it or whatever, and you want some small standoff distance. Or, you know, maybe it's radioactive or something, I don't know. But that's the best guess so far, and or the best guess is a couple guys have seen this in use in that way. So we're going to go with that. So this is a laboratory flask or test tube holder clamp. And then, you know, you can let go of it, and you can just concentrate on doing the pouring here. You don't have to hold it or lock it or something like that. And that's why the spring pressure is so stiff. So anyway, that's the last week's mystery tool. And we're going to show another one here pretty soon. Well, I got a viewer appreciation package. And it was kind of unexpected, I guess would be the right word. And this comes to us from Mark Bailey, and I did a little job for Mark, and he had well, let's just show some of this. So he sent me these guys here. This is kind of cool. And in case I didn't know what that was, he says this is a keychain ring. It's 45 ACP, which is cool. That's one of my favorite calibers. And now here's the hammer. That might be a little bit dangerous to use. So now the primer's fired, and let's see, what kind of brass is this? PMC, that's good brass, right? And this one's Winchester, so that's pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to show a few more things. He sent along a hammer. It was just kind of a box of goodies. And so Mark's he does some reloading, and he had on his reloading press, there's a primer slide, and it has a little pin, and apparently this pin fails regularly. A spring hooks around it, and then it gets worked a bunch of times, and the thing snaps off. Well, the manufacturer makes it out of silly putty or something, so they break. So I made him one out of 17.4 pH H900 heat treated stainless, and if he breaks that one, then I'd be pretty surprised. So anyway, Mark, thanks for the goodies. We're going to show the rest of them here. So I got a hammer, or I got two hammers, a key ring, which is kind of cool, and then he sent some awesome rags. Look at these rags. These are great. These are like medical rags here, and they're brand new, and they're just really nice. It's a good size, and they're nice and soft, so these will come in handy. I always like to keep a stash of really nice rags. And then there's these guys here, and I'm not sure exactly the function of this little thing here. First I thought it was well, it's some kind of rag, and I think you can tie these off so they don't fall on the floor, or I don't know, maybe they're diapers, I'm not sure, but anyway, they'll be used as rags. And anyway, he sent me a little pack of those, which is kind of cool. Does it even say what they are here? No, this says 100% cotton. So and then the other thing he sent me, which is kind of cool, is a mystery tool. So this is well, maybe this is this week's mystery tool. So let's just go with that. So I will say, I'll give you guys the hint that it's a medical tool, okay, and it's used for adjusting something. And so I think this is going to be this week's mystery tool here, okay. So there's no marks on it, and it's got a handy hanging hole. But that's this week's mystery tool, and maybe I'll demonstrate it next week. We'll see how people do on the guesses. So okay, anyway, Mark, thank you very much. That wasn't necessary, but it's certainly appreciated. I'm going to really enjoy these rags. These are really nice rags. I do appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Okay, so here, there's a little story here. So a while back, my dad actually bought me a Makita cordless drill, 18 volt with a lithium ion battery, and these batteries are great compared to the NiCads because they're super light. And but I gotta believe, I think the battery, or one of them at least, was kind of defective, because it didn't really, even from the get-go, it took a really long time to charge, and I probably should have returned it when I first noticed the problem, but now it's too late. So this battery refuses to charge now, and so I was down to one battery, right? So I said, geez, I had to buy another battery, right? Well, I started looking at batteries, and I'm like, good grief, these things are like kind of expensive, if you want the name brand ones to go with the tool. So and you can buy them as a pair, right? And la-di-da-di-da, right? So I started looking at the whole thing, and what I opted to do was I could buy a whole tool with two batteries and a different charger, okay, for not much more than what two batteries cost. So I said, why not? And I actually wanted one of these little impact drivers here, and this is the same style as the drill I have. The reverse buttons here, you can flip it really easily, variable speed, and I've used Makita stuff for a long time. And I have a couple of DeWalt's too, and anyway, cordless drills are pretty nice to have around the shop. So this one here has a little collet. You can put a square hex drive in there, and off you go. So it pulls forward to release. So anyway, I ended up picking that up and Home Depot had a pretty good price on that, even compared to the online, and I could just go get it. So this is good. You'll see me changing chuck jaws with this. This is good for driving those blue screws into concrete if you got to run conduit along concrete. Or just somewhere where you need that little extra vibration to loosen a stuck fastener or to drive a fastener into a difficult material. So so that was the logic behind that, was to get 2 batteries. I ended up with a tool as well. And now you can put a drill in the other one and put a driver in this one, and now you can just swap between the tools without changing bits all over the place. So I know, kind of an expensive way to lazy man's way of not having to change the bit. Anyway, I'm real happy with it, and I picked up another tool which I'll show you guys as well at the same time. Okay, so the next one is a new tool acquisition. And I was at Home Depot and I was picking something up that I'll show you in a second, and there's a whole story there. But I saw this and I said, "Geez, look at that! That's pretty good." It's a Milwaukee clip pocket knife, but it's got a hawkbill blade, which is really nice for cutting cardboard, which is mainly what my knife does. And are cutting open boxes from viewer appreciation gifts, so that's the other use for this. But this one actually, let's see, I gotta stand up to do it. Oh, you gotta push the button, I forgot. So it's got a lock in button, so we push that, and then it just opens up pretty nicely there. It's not quite as zippy as this one here, okay, but it's not bad, and it's got a little liner lock too. The liner lock it actually locks too well. I might have to fiddle around with that a little bit. It's a little hard to release. Anyway, it opens pretty nicely. These are a little harder to sharpen, but this curvature here is good for cutting, for pull cuts or whatever. Anyway, this thing was $15, okay, at Home Depot. And so I said, what the heck, I'll give it a try. And they had another style, but and maybe I'll go back and get one of those too, just for fun. This is the one I like right here. Look at this. So wear safety glasses, right? I mean, the lawyers are ruining this country, right, with safety bullshit like this, right? Wear safety glasses with this. I mean, come on, guys. You might as well just have them on all the time, according to these guys, okay? So, sure, you're cutting glass or something like that. I don't know, breaking a window, fine, safety glasses. But anyway, that's enough ranting for that. So anyway, $15 for that, pretty good. We'll see how it works. The Milwaukee red is kind of, appropriate for Milwaukee, but I'm not super wild about it as a color of a knife. Although, the older I get, the more brighter colors I need, so I can find this stuff when I leave it laying around the shop. Anyway, thanks for looking at that. It's more or whatever. So anyway, get an indicator for $8 more. It's still pretty good. So now I didn't compare any of the other guys to see. When you look at these flyers, right? It's kind of funny because it's like they're all copying each other, because I swear to God, you can flip to the same page and they'll have parallels or 1, 2, 3 blocks or end mills or whatever. I guess there's just standard stuff that comes out of these flyers over and over again. And anyway, it's kind of funny to look at them all, and I think they all wait for the first guy to shoot their flyer out, and then they all go, ooh, let's undercut them by $1, and we'll send our flyer out. So anyway, a couple of items from KBC, and go check them out, and check out their website, and that's a pretty damn good deal right there. So anyway, okay, so I haven't done pins in ages, and for all the guys out there that sent me stuff in to put pins up, I kind of apologize. Just so you know, the pin thing is really fun. for me, you know, looking all over these maps and putting pins in, but they're some of the most difficult videos to produce, because I have to look up all these different towns, and then the video editing is actually a fairly significant effort. And sorry to say, but those particular videos don't get a lot of views compared to you know, anything that's happening on the lathe or the mill. So it's just the logistics for me, guys. And so anyway, I apologize, but I had a special visitor the other day, and his name is, I'm just going to use his first name, Wojtek, and he's from Poland, and he actually came to Ox Tool's shop and visited me. So I kind of wanted to acknowledge him and put a pin in. Now, he didn't say what city he was from. I didn't get it. So I'm just going to put one in for Warsaw for Wojtek. And anyway, and he was over in the U.S. on business, and he looked me up and made contact with me, and came out and had a little visit in the shop. And like I said, I can't pronounce his name, so I had him write it on a piece of paper. Anyway, there he is. And Wojtek, thanks for coming by, and you get a pin there in Poland for you. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and nice to meet you. Okay, so we're gonna bend up a coolant holding rod for my friend and longtime viewer Herb Blair out in Carrollton, Texas. So we're gonna go ahead and make him one and send it out to him. He was asking some questions about it, and I said, well, hey, how about if I make you one, Herb? He measured his mill indicator holder slot at 1/4 inch, so that's what this is, 1/4 inch cold roll. Let me belt sand you in real quick. Okay, so I start these out with just a 90-degree bend that's a little bit long from what I really think it's going to be, because the end user can trim these off and kind of get them suited to themselves. So let's just put a 90 in this for starters, like that. Okay, oops, a little over 90. Okay, that looks better. And now the second part of the bend I do over in the mill, actually. So let's pop over there, and we'll make that second bend in the mill, and then we'll get this packed up for Herb. I mean, they're real simple to make. So okay, so the way these go, they fit in this little indicator slot over here on this side, and the deal is, you know, when you have your coolant nozzle, you kind of want it on this side, because, you know, you're doing all this work over here, right? And if your coolant nozzle and the hose is on this side, it's like right in the way of the quill handle, and it just messes with you all day long. So so what I do is I've made a few of these over the years, and I actually use the mill as a piece of tooling to bend these. So I got this up in the indicator slot, and I'm just going to lock the quill here, and I've got the lock ring down there. I'm going to put some gloves on because I have a boo-boo on my finger that is kind of sore right now, so I don't want to slip off and start squealing on camera. So what I do is I lock that in there, and then I just use the mill as a piece of tooling to kind of bend that around to the back like that, and kind of straighten it out. And now it's out of the way of the quill, okay? But now I can put the mister on this side, or I can put it here. And, you know, you can move it around a little bit and put it where you want it. Straighten that out a little bit, and it's out of the way over here, right? Because if you have it on this side, it's totally in your way, right? But here I can point it like that or whatever, and then I can drop it down a bit like that if I want, okay? Anyway, that's the Simple Simon one. That's what they look like when they're bent. And herb, you can trim this off if you want. You can trim this off if you want, but that's what they look like. It's still a little bit out of plane there. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Anyway, herb, I'm going to pack that up in a box and shoot it down to Texas. There you go, buddy. All right, Stan. This is here's your Square Master that's coming down to you, and look at all this crap that I had to collect just to pack this stupid thing up and get it down to you. So I finally had to go to U-Haul and buy a damn box. Okay, that's a $6 box, by the way. And then there's some foam that I dumpster dove for you, and then there's this puppy here. So this is the Square Master that I'm going to send to Stan for checking his little stangles, or his little bar Z squares that he does. Anyway, this is it's got a granite column in here, and it's actually it's a precision instrument, so I want to pack it really good. Put it this way, I don't want to hear Stan whining if it shows up and it's got a little scratch in it or something like that. He's pretty fussy about his stuff. Anyway, this is a whole project here. I could probably do a video series on just boxing this damn thing up and getting it to you. But I'm not gonna torture you guys with that. So just let it be known that I am working on this, and it's going in the box, and it's gonna go on Pack Mule down to you, Stan. So, or actually, I think I'm gonna find a bicycle messenger to send this thing down. This ought to slow him down pretty good. So going over the grapevine, that'll really make that bicycle messenger suck some wind. So anyway, over to you, buddy. Alright, so that kind of keeps the whole mess together and gives it its first layer of protection there. Alright, let's get that out of the way. And we got this sucker. This was a piece of equipment that got shipped in this. This cutout's pretty close to what we need, so I'm going to do a little surgery on it here to make it even better. So if you guys have to ship anything, if you ever see this high density polyethylene foam, okay, right to the little man there. I just grab it and I stow it away, and then when you have a shipping job like this, you can do a first class packing job on it. Filleting a fish. Big stand fish. Here's the last piece of tape going on this thing. I am highly confident that this particular section is going to make it for you in one piece. Now the question is, will you be able to figure it out once it's open, once you get it out of the cardboard? So you got your secure packing job, you got filament tape going in both directions all the way around, so if the box gets wet and shredded and falls apart, this stuff will stay intact. Dude, you're gonna have fun opening this thing. Anyway, it's on its way next week.